Introduction. This is a glass which is half filled with water. We can easily measure the capacity of glass or volume of water which is contained by the glass.
Teacher, what do you mean by volume?
If an object is solid, then the space occupied by such an object is measured and is termed as the volume of the object. Come, I will teach you more about volume today. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to find the volume of cuboid and cube, find the volume of a cylinder, calculate the volume of a right circular cone, calculate the volume of a sphere and a hemisphere, and solve the examples related to volume. Definition. Volume is the quantity of three-dimensional space occupied by liquid, solid, or a gas. Common units used to express volume include liters, cubic meters, gallons, milliliters, teaspoons, and ounces. Capacity. The maximum amount that something can contain is called its capacity. For example, the bucket has a capacity of 9 liters. Or we can say that the volume of an object is the measure of the space it occupies, and the capacity of an object is the volume of substance its interior can accommodate. Volume of a cuboid. A cuboid is a three-dimensional shape. So, to work out the volume, we need to know three measurements. Look at this shape. There are three different measurements: height, width, length. The volume is found using the formula, which is height into width into length, which is usually shortened to V as h into W into L, or more simply, V is equal to LWH. Volume of a cube. Since all of the edges of a cube are of equal length, there is no need to differentiate between the length, width, and height. The volume of a cube is determined by multiplying the length of three edges of the cube. Let A define the length of an edge of the cube. Then the volume formula is defined as V is equal to A into A into A. This formula is also written as V is equal to A cube. Example. Let us solve an example to calculate the volume of a cuboid. Look at this cereal packet. Its length is 20 cm, width is 8 cm, and height is 30 cm. We have to find its volume. We know that the volume of cuboid is length into width into height. Therefore, volume of this cereal packet is equal to L into W into H, which is equal to 20 into 8 into 30, and this is equal to 4,800 centimeter cube. Let's now solve an example to find the volume of a cube. A cube has a surface area of 54 square centimeters. What is the volume of the cube? Solution. The surface area of the cube is SA is equal to 6A square. Thus, A square is equal to SA upon 6, which is equal to 54 upon 6, which equals 9, and A is equal to 3 centimeter. We know that the volume of the cube is V equals A cube. Therefore, V equals 3 cube, or V equals 27 centimeter cube. Volume of a cylinder. A cylinder can be created by using two circles and a rectangle. The volume of the cylinder is directly related to the diameter of the circle. The volume of a cylinder is found by multiplying the area of its circular base by its height. That means volume of cylinder is equal to area of circular base into height. Example of volume of a cylinder. If the capacity of a cylinder tank is 1848 meter cube and the diameter of its base is 14 meter, find the depth of the tank. Let the depth of the tank be h meters. Then we have volume, V equals pi into r square into h, or h is equal to V upon pi into r square, which implies that h is equal to 12 meters. Hence, the depth of the tank is 12 meters. Volume of a right circular cone. Every cone has a volume that is 1/3 the volume of the cylinder with the same base and height. To find the volume of a cone, we use the same formula as the volume of a cylinder and divide by 3. The formula for the volume of a cone of base area B and height h is volume equals 1 upon 3 into area of base into height, or V equals B into h whole upon 3 equal to r square pi h whole upon 3, or 1 upon 3 pi r square h. Examples of volume of a right circular cone. Let us now solve an example. Find the volume of a cone whose base radius is 2.1 centimeter and height is 6 centimeter using pi as 22 upon 7. Solution. We know that volume of the cone is 1 upon 3 pi r square h. Therefore, V is equal to 1 upon 3 into 22 upon 7 into 2.1 square into 6, which is equal to 27.72 centimeter cube. Volume of a sphere. A sphere is a perfectly round geometrical object in three-dimensional space, such as the shape of a round ball. The volume of a sphere is given by 4 upon 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius of the sphere. A hemisphere is the exact half of a sphere, and its volume is the half of volume of sphere. That is, volume of hemisphere is 1 upon 2 into 4 upon 3 into pi r cube, which is equal to 2 upon 3 pi r cube, where r is the radius. Example of volume of a sphere. Let us solve an example to calculate the volume of a sphere. Find the volume of a sphere of a radius 21.6 centimeter. Solution. Required volume is equal to 4 upon 3 pi r cube, which is equal to 4 upon 3 into 22 upon 7 into 21.6 into 21.6 into 21.6 centimeter cube, which is equal to 4230.34 centimeter cube. Example of volume of a hemisphere. A hemispherical bowl has a radius of 3.5 centimeter. What would be the volume of water it would contain? Solution. The volume of water the bowl can contain is 2 upon 3 pi r cube, which equals 2 upon 3 into 22 upon 7 into 3.5 into 3.5 into 3.5 centimeter cube, which is equal to 89.8 centimeter cube. Did you know? Discovery of formula of volumes led the measurement of volume of deep wells and sea level. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. Volume of a cuboid is equal to L into B into H. Volume of a cube is equal to A cube. Volume of a cylinder is equal to pi r square h. Volume of a cone is equal to 1 upon 3 pi r square h. Volume of a sphere of radius r is equal to 4 upon 3 pi r cube. Volume of a hemisphere is equal to 1 upon 2 into